Okay, happy Friday. I want you to have your Learn book, and we're going to go over our exit tickets first to just see how you did. So I want you to go to page, let's see, where's our first one? Our first one is on page 7, okay? Go to page 7. A red strip of paper is 3 units long. The yellow strip is 3 times as long as a red paper strip. How long is the yellow paper strip? All right, so I want you to have your highlighter out, and that way you can make adjustments on your paper if you need to. All right, so let's reread it. A red paper strip is 3 units long. So that's going to be my first box, and I'm putting a 3 in there. The yellow paper strip is 3 times as long as the red. So that means I'm going to have 3 copies of the red. So that means I put 3, 3, 3, and 3 times as many as 3 equals 9. How'd you do? All right, let's look at the next one. A blue paper strip is 2 centimeters long. A red paper strip is 3 times as long as the blue strip. How long is the red? Okay, so my blue, this is my blue, is 2. My red is 3 times as long as my blue. So we're going to do 3 copies because it's 3 times as long as the blue. So that would be 3 copies of 2, or 3 times as many as 2 equals 6. All right, let's check our next exit ticket, which is, okay, so this is what we did yesterday. This was remember our magic machine. A number goes in, some magic happens, and another number comes out. So Iggy and Nora are saving their allowances. Nora saves 3 times as much as Iggy. Fill in the table to show how much money Iggy and Nora save. So they've already told us 3 times as much. Nora saves 3 times as much as Iggy. So my rule is going to be times 3. And remember, your rule has to work all the way down. 1 times 3, and you can put your equal sign. We're going to do these that are already on this side first before we go backwards. Okay, 1 times 3 is 3. 5 times 3, 5, 10, 15. And 10 times 3, 10, 20, 30. All right, so I know that these get a little bit trickier because remember the commutative property, the equation is flopped. So we've been skip counting by 3s for a long time this year. So if I skip count by 3s until I get to 9, I'll know what it is. So I can either go 3, 6, 9, or if you need to touch, sometimes I needed to do that when I was in 3rd grade, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3 times 3 is 9. Now let's do the same thing with our 3s up until 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So how many is that? 9. All right. Now on this next one, the table shows what happens when the magician puts a number in his magic box. Fill in the blank using the words times as much. So I want you to look at this, okay? This is all complete. We're just trying to find the rule. Well, what can I do to a 2 to get to 4? Well, I could add 2, but remember the rule has to work all the way down. Well, is 10 plus 2 20? No. So it can't be plus, so it's got to be times. Well, 2 times what equals 4? 2 times 2. Is 10 times 2 20? Yep. Is 8 times 2 16? Yep. Is 3 times 2 6? Yeah. So our rule is times 2. The number that comes out of the box is, here's a few ways you could have done it. Twice as much, or you could have said times 2 or 2 times. Either way, I would have taken any of those. All right, now we're going to go to lesson number 3. Now, you haven't done this yet, but it's just like what we've been doing all week. Okay, so pause the video, and I want you to answer these 2 questions, and whenever you're done, I want you to play the video back and see how you did. So pause the video right now. All right, so here we are. So let's see how you did. Joan owes $6 in library book fines. Stan owes the library 4 times as much as Joan. How much does Stan owe? Okay, Joan owes, so here's Joan. She owes $6. Well, Stan owes 4 times as much. So what are we going to do? We're going to make our 4 boxes, and 6 is going to go in those boxes. Now, I'm going to teach you a trick with 6s. You can either skip count, 6, 12, and so on. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Or 6 is only one more than 5. So if I counted by 5s and then added one more, so watch this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 4 times as much as 6 equals 24. All right, let's look at the next one. Ellie practiced the piano on Tuesday and Friday. On Tuesday, she practiced for 9 minutes. On Friday, Ellie practiced 5 times as much as she practiced on Tuesday. How long did she practice? All right, so on Tuesday, she practiced 9 minutes. On Friday, she practiced 5 times as much as she did on Tuesday. One, two, three, four, 5. All right, so we're going to copy our 9. Now, I know we don't have our 9s memorized. Most of us don't, but do you remember my 9s trick? Okay, you start with the left pinky, and we're going to stop it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put that finger down. How many fingers are here? 4. How many fingers are here? 5. So 45. Or, because this is a 5, I could count by 5 9 times. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So 5 times as many as 9 is 45. How'd you do? All right, here's what I want you to do. I want you to put a check mark on this, go back to this one, put a check mark on this, and go back to this one, and put a check mark on that. Tear them out and put them in your graded papers folder. Okay? Now, we're done with our Learn book. Okay, so you can keep it out if you need it as a resource. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to get your assignment from today, okay, and put your name on it. That's the first thing you need to do. And then we're going to answer these 6 questions. Now, I'm not going to answer them for you. I'm just going to read them to you. So whenever you're doing this, I want you to listen to me read it and then pause the video and then answer the question, and then go to the next one. Hit play. All right, so number 1. A blue paper strip is 1 unit long. A red paper strip is 5 times as long as the blue paper strip. How long is the red paper strip? And remember, you can always rewind a video to hear me read it again. So I want you to draw your boxes, draw your model, and write your equation and your product, the answer. Okay? Number 2. The tables show what happens when a magician's box uses a rule to change numbers. Complete the table using the rule that is given for each box. So you've got to figure out what that rule is. What do I do to 8 to get to 80? Think about that. Okay? All right. Fred went fishing on Saturday and Sunday. He caught 3 times as many fish on Saturday than he did on Sunday. If he caught 4 fish on Sunday, how many did he catch on Saturday? Pause the video, do your strip diagram and the equation. Number 4. Jean earned $9 last week. This week she earned 5 times as much as she did last week. How much money did Jean earn this week? You should do really good on this one because we just did one just like this. Draw your strip diagram, write your equation. Mr. Patterson will need 2 gallons of paint to paint his kitchen. He will need 2 times that amount to paint his bedroom and 5 times that much to paint his living room. If he wants to paint all 3 rooms, how many gallons of paint does Mr. Patterson need? Okay, so you got to do your table and figure that out, okay? 2 gallons of paint. So this one you're going to be finding 3 different amounts. The kitchen, 2 times amount for the bedroom, and 5 times amount for the living room. So you got to find all 3 amounts and then see how many gallons does he need in all. Last question. Ryan wrote the number 6,426. He says that both 6's have the same value. Is he correct? How do you know? So is this 6 and this 6 worth the same amount? I want you to write yes or no, but I don't want you to just put yes or no. I want you to tell me why. So write a complete sentence. All right, when you're done with this, you're going to triple check that your name is on it. You're going to go turn it into the drawer, and then you're going to log into Canvas, remember the red circle, and go to your inbox. Look on the left, and there's an inbox, and you're going to have an email from Miss Pacell. And actually, no, this is already going to be in that inbox. So you are going to log into Aware, and I know we've already done one assignment in Aware this morning, okay? But the next assignment, it's only 10 questions, and it'll be module check, lesson check 1 through 4, okay? Do your best on that. Go get a piece of notebook paper because you're going to need notebook paper to show your work, and then get that submitted. After you submit it, you can either go to Miss Pacell if she's here or go to Miss Knox and ask her what you can do next. All right, have a good weekend. Love you guys. Bye.